Hello, I'm Dwain Carlo Crum, and I want to show you around. Today we're going to talk about match covers. I'm the president of the Long Beach Match Cover Club, and I've collected match covers for many, many years. There are many different varieties of match covers, and today we're going to look at a few of the different types. The first type we're starting off with is what are called contours. Now, your typical early match cover had 20 matches in it, called 20 strike match cover. But Lion Match Company decided they wanted to try and make something distinct, and so they did these contours. In this case, we have a restaurant called Monero's, which was in Hollandale Beach, Florida. I'm not sure if it's still there or not. Hollandale Beach is where Gulfstream Racetrack is. I've been to Hollandale. And in this case, it's a chef's hat. And it's called a contour because it isn't just the normal shape of the match cover. The chef's hat sticks out, and that's why it's called a contour. Here's another contour. As you can see, again, it would be a 20 strike match cover, and again, it sticks out. And the idea was it's advertising. They want to make it distinct so that you're attracted by it. Here's another one, another beautiful contour match. And in this case, one MGM had to do with records, so it's got the shape of a record contour match. Then over here we have what are called another group of matches is spot strikers. Here's a spot striker here, and in this case they decided, well, what makes this distinct is the striker, and instead of your normal striker, they would put a spot striker. And in this case, the man's bowling, and you strike his behind, right? That's the spot striker. And of the spot strikers, quite a few of them are bowling ones because they use the phrase strike, don't spare. Here's another one, strike, don't spare. So the spot striker was very popular among bowling establishments because the word strike is used in bowling, right? It's part of the bowling vernacular. And so you have that, and as well as the strike, and sort of striking the match. And so many spot strikers were used in bowling alleys. Didn't have to be. Here's one here of an asphalt company. Again, a spot striker. Here's one with a cat, and it has a little kitten, and the little kitten says, "Don't scratch me, scratch mom," because the mom is the spot striker on that. 1939 New York World's Fair is when people really started seriously collecting match covers. There was a group of people who went there to the World's Fair, collected match covers. And yes, some people had collected some before, but that's when the whole hobby of collecting match covers really got started, was in 39. So these spot strikers, they would have been around in the 40s and 50s when they became popular and got collected. This next group of matches that we're going to talk about are what are called display matches. And the displays are actually inside the match. And they are used to stand the match up, right? So again, it's another unique way of having a match cover, something to attract the public. And these were fairly rare, and so quite distinct. I think quite attractive. You have one here from establishment that was around in 1876. Here's one, it says Frank Lockage and his orchestra. And that's the display right there. Here's one here, a display. Here's a display match cover of a hat company. And of course, again, that sort of tells you the time period. It's when hats were were popular, right? When you see like movies like Seabiscuit, where all the men are wearing hats. This is that time period, late 30s and into the 40s. And here's the cover itself, and what it is, it's a Stetson, right? At that time, Stetson was the world's largest hat maker, Stetson. My friend Cheryl once told me that you're either a collector or you're not. You either have the collector bug or you don't. And I think it's true. Very few collectors only collect one thing. They collect many things. And one thing you can do by doing that is make combos. And so here we have a combo of the famous Luxor, the Luxor Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. We have a match cover, in this case a 30-strike match cover, not the original 20 strikes that we've seen before. 30-strike match cover, a postcard, because again you have postcard collectors, and you have a napkin, all from the Luxor. So that's what we mean by a combo. And in this case we have three things: match cover, postcard, napkin. Napkins, of course, are free, so that's not going to, you can start collecting napkins and that's not going to cost you any money. This next one is the Winchester Mystery House. And if you've never gone and seen the Winchester Mystery House, I recommend going and seeing it. It's in San Jose. And of course, the story is legendary, how the widow of the man who invented the Winchester rifle thought that ghosts were haunting her, and so she kept adding room after room. So I believe it's over 110 rooms, many of them leading to nowhere, just for the ghost, the famous Winchester Mystery House in San Jose. In this case, the combo is a brochure, a match cover, and a playing card. As they said, sold sets of playing cards. One of the most beautiful places that I've ever seen is the Madonna Inn. And here you see the Madonna Inn, match cover, menu, and napkin, right? Match cover, menu, and napkin. They're at Madonna Inn. I must confess, I've never stayed at the Madonna Inn, but I have eaten there several times. And of course, their restrooms are legendary. And I'll let you read up on that, what makes their restrooms legendary. Here's a typical Chinese restaurant, China Gate, which was located in Stanton, California. You have a match cover. You have a business card, in this case a business card, and you have a menu of the China Gate in Stanton. And finally here we have Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm, we have two match covers because Knott's Berry Farm's been around a long time, and from two different time periods, the match covers. You have a playing card, and you have a menu. And of course, Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner Restaurant is world famous. My favorite chicken dinners are there at Mrs. Knott's, and that's a menu from that restaurant. Again, I think it's the best chicken dinner restaurant in the world as far as I'm concerned, the chicken there. So that's Knott's Berry Farm combo. The problem with many match covers, or most match covers, which is the problem with many things, is they're not dated. Okay, they don't have a date on it. You have to, and you can get a general idea, but you cannot usually pinpoint the year. Now, if something is saying the anniversary, right, and it says this is our 50th anniversary, and you know what year the place began, then you can figure it out. But most of them are not dated, and you just have to, you can get a general idea, by the artistry, by what's in there, but they're not dated. Thank you again for joining us into our look into match cover collecting. I hope you join us again next time, and please like and subscribe.